Hi, here's one super strategy that very few people take advantage of, and it actually doesn't cost you anything. So, yeah, as always, this is just general information, not personal advice. I don't know your circumstances, so I can't tell you whether this is appropriate for you or not. But I'm a Del Martin Money Mentor, and I specialize. You're probably wondering who I am. So, I specialize in helping people in their 20s, 30s, and 40s maximize their money so they can do more of what they love. And I do that in three ways. Let me just bring up one. Hopefully, you guys can see my screen. But when we work with people to get towards their goals, we do this in three ways. We get them there faster by working on three areas, and that is their change the pen. We work on their structure around the money. So this is working on like a spending plan and making sure you know where your money goes and all that stuff. We work on strategies to build wealth. And then we look at solutions or where your money actually lives, the products that you use. What I'm going to concentrate on today is just one of the strategies around superannuation. There's obviously lots of strategies around wealth building, shares, property. I'm going to concentrate on one, and that is something which very few people I come across actually know about, and it's called spouse splitting. So what happens is often when people have a family, one person has time out of the workforce, and when they have time out of the workforce, they might have 6, 12 months off, and then they might return to work part time. So their superannuation takes a bit of a hammering, especially if they've got insurance premiums and stuff being paid from it as well. So their super balance goes down. Meanwhile, their spouse might continue to work full time, and their superannuation grows. So what happens is so there's something in Australia called so what happens is at retirement, you've got a whole disproportionate amount that's in one person's fund and not the other. Now, why is that a problem? Well, in retirement, superannuation is a tax structure. So think of superannuation like a country. So imagine a country that only had 15% tax. And better still, in retirement, it let you have 1.6 million assets without any tax at all. Wouldn't that be amazing? People would be lining up to get into that country. Well, think of superannuation just like that. It's a tax structure. And so what happens is you can have that 1.6 million, a tax free in that pension phase. So what happens is when you've got one partner that's working and one that's not, or one's not working as much and one that is not, one gets to that 1.6 million cap much sooner. And so all of a sudden in retirement, you've got this, unbalanced. So someone's being taxed when they may not necessarily need to be because there is this strategy called spouse splitting. And so what happens is let's just pick on your employer contributions each year that gets paid to your superannuation fund. They at the end of the year can be split across to your spouse's super. So it actually doesn't cost you anything from your cash flow, but all of a sudden the super balances are much more even. And so when you get to retirement, both of you might have a million rather than one having a big balance and now all of a sudden being taxed. So yeah, that is just one strategy. But if you guys have any questions or anything you'd like to know, I'm happy to be able to help support you guys. But this is just one strategy. So, especially in the superannuation space, there's a whole lot of strategies. That not just spouse splitting. There's co-contribution. You can now claim a tax deduction personally for superannuation. There's lots of different strategies that people can take advantage of. And I guess that's the thing. You just don't know what you don't know. So yeah, think of superannuation. It's not. We sometimes think of it as this separate thing, but it actually isn't. It's just a tax structure. So just like we have to lodge a tax return, and hopefully some of you have already done that and getting your tax returns back. So does superannuation. Superannuation fund has to lodge a tax return as well. And when it lodges a tax return, it pays tax at that 15%, which is often a lot less than some people's marginal tax rate. So yeah, superannuation, it's not scary. It's just a tax structure, and there's lots of strategies that you can take advantage of to be able to maximize your money. And so yeah, this one I really like because it actually doesn't cost you anything for your cash flow. You don't have to come up with it, and you can just split it across. So yeah, I hope you guys have found that helpful and useful. And if you like this strategy and you want to know more, then I'm just about to launch our pilot program of our My Money Buddy Accelerator program. So this is for people in their 20s, 30s, and 40s who basically think it's time to get their financial stuff together. So we'll be diving a lot deeper into superannuation, but we'll also be looking at savings as well, looking at investing, the difference between shares and property. We'll be covering lots of different stuff, including money mindset and how can you keep motivated and how can you get your partner on the same page, all that sort of stuff. So if you think you want to learn more strategies, spouse splitting is just one of them. If you guys want to know more about them, then just shoot me a message. We've only got 10 for the pilot program. We want to keep it nice and intimate, but if you'd like to apply to be part of it, shoot me through a message. We kick off soon. And yeah, I hope you found that useful, and I look forward to sharing more tips with you soon.